Hello, and welcome to my channel, Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. I'm your hostess, Melinda NailFanatic is the name I go by. And I want to thank you for joining me for today's episode of The Download. This is being recorded in the evening of the 21st of December, 2020. So I'm just sending out my notifications. And once I am done, we'll get started right into your reading. That'll give you a chance to join into the room. And you've got questions, I've got answers. Just look below the video in the description box for facts. And we have plenty of timeless readings just like this one available for you here, as well as some by zodiac sign. So feel free to check out your zodiac playlist. And now that all that's said and done, I'm going to go ahead and pull some words of clarity for our love, peace, and happiness today. From my handmade Words of Clarity deck, what is the word of clarity for love? Thank you. We have expect. And the word of clarity for peace. What is the word of clarity today for peace, please? Thank you. We have productivity. And for happiness, what is our word of clarity for today? Thank you. It's happiness. Yay. I love it. Let's see what is at the bottom of the deck. Celebrate. Yes, we know we have plenty of cause to celebrate all the time, but we know that there are some things happening in the celestial bodies that are truly a cause for celebration. There's so much to celebrate. And if that's something that you're looking to get more in alignment with, they're saying for happiness, you got to choose the happiness. Yeah. So let's look at the overarching energy at play for humanity on Earth today. We'll use my published Words of Clarity deck for that. I missed you all yesterday. I was in a state of cocooning, it felt like. I slept a lot yesterday. And so I feel like that was important for me. So I just honored that. And so sometimes it be like that, right? You got to honor how you're feeling. So let's see, what is the overarching word of clarity for us to consider at this time? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we have unconventional. I hear get out of your head and get more into your body. Separate yourself from some of these thoughts. Just feel your body. Okay. Just feel the body is what I'm getting. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Precious. Oh, it's your precious gem. It's the vessel, that is the focal point for your spirit at this time. Okay. Let's see what the flashcards have to offer for our reading today. What can we divine about the energy of the day with the flashcards, please and thank you. I want to say hello to Robert in Vancouver and Tina here from Las Vegas with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being our first commenters. To all our silent stalkers, I see you watching. So thankful and grateful that you're here too. To everybody who's watching this on the replay, so thankful and grateful for you. Yes, all right, our Play School flashcard has fallen out, and we have the fire truck. The help has arrived. The help has arrived. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. We have the star. Hope. The astrology. Yes, the celestial bodies. This is beautiful. It's like as you shine your light, shine so bright. you asked and expected the love to show up. Now, what is that love? I was having a beautiful conversation this morning with a young lady about how God is in all things, and it's love, and it's an energy. It's not some old man with a beard sitting up in a cloud somewhere judging people, but it is love. It's like if you expect to find the love in this, things work out better for our bliss. And as we've learned to really celebrate and work with the energies available to us, there's so much more available in trust. And our emotional bodies are an indicator of that. As a matter of fact, I had planned to share. I don't think I got around to sharing it yet here on the channel, but I took one of the Abraham Hicks quotes and screenshotted it. I was going to post it. Hold on a moment. Let me share it. I will read it to you. Here it is. You have your hand on the switch. You are the allower or the resistor, and your emotions tell you which you're doing right now. It's easy once you understand the formula. When you feel good, you're allowing good. When you don't feel good, you're not allowing good. We didn't say when you feel good, you are allowing good, and when you feel bad, you are allowing bad, although it may translate into your experience in that way. There is only a source of well-being which you are allowing or not. So it comes up for discussion that it feels, that's why we say if it feels like crap, that's because it is crap. If it feels like bliss, do more of this. That's what we say is on the channel all the time, isn't it? You're too precious to keep choosing something that doesn't feel right. And it doesn't feel right because you're not allowing the good in somehow. And sometimes it's a change of perspective, and sometimes it's a change of circumstance, and sometimes it's a change of directive, I hear. So the help is here, and we'll see more about how this might apply as the messages come out. We're working with the Light Seers Tarot today, and what we're doing is very unconventional. There's a very unconventional approach coming up in the energy for humanity today. So it's like, I hear try again, and I hear also you never fail unless you quit. You have to keep going. As long as you keep going, there is no such thing as failure. So our first card out, we have the Chariot. The Chariot. And then we have the Four of Swords. We also have the King of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles. The Hangman. We're going to go deeper. Two more rows I heard. The Six of Pentacles. The Ace of Cups. The Eight of Wands. The Hierophant. The King of Pentacles. And for our final row, we have the Tower. The Three of Swords. The Two of Wands. The Three of Cups. And the Empress. Nice. Okay. The bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles And let's get a card from the download about this spread. Please clarify overall the energy of this spread for us. Thank you. I still have a few more copies of the download and the words of clarity for anybody who would like them. Just look below the video and get in contact with me. I empower, I am power, I am power is our message from the download for today. All right. Well, surprise comes in because things are kicking up right now. Energy is picking up really fast. And there's also the energy of gains and things getting better in the physical world at this time. Help is here. Somebody who knows exactly how to accomplish what you want to accomplish is here. Somebody who's done it before. Somebody's going to be approached with an important decision to make. Very important. I feel like it's going to be something where it catapults you forward. Okay. It looks like you're going to be choosing to get what you deserve and go for yours. And it's like, I did the work to get this. Of course, I'm going to go for this. It could be very, very lucrative opportunities coming up. And it's like, while you're in this waiting phase, stay focused on the fact that you have all the resources, you have all the skills, you have everything that you need to get this reward, this harvest, this outcome of birthing something new. Now, we're going to look at this a little bit differently. We're going to look at this in the energy of, I'm her and I need to get out the Work Your Light deck. Oh, get the real one. Okay. No. Okay, thank you. They said I could start with the little one. That's fine, but we're going to get the big one out in a minute. All right. Not that one is real and one is fake. They both real. All right. So with the Chariot, the Six of Pentacles, and the Tower, yeah, all of a sudden there's breakthrough energy here. And it's very reciprocal. We have the as above, so below. I feel like what we're looking at is in the heavenly space, in the physical space, and the action in between is what they're showing me. Okay. So Spirit has picked up the pace. Spirit is really moving. It's very active right now. And so, of course, this is causing as above, so below. It's bringing big change into our physical. This infinity symbol and the number 8 standing out very strongly in this card of the 8 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, 6 of Pentacles. I said 8 of Pentacles. So that alone is like, yeah, this is something that where the energy is flowing. So as above is in Chariot mode. So as these vibrations of higher vibration, of success, of accomplishment, of moving forward, of balance, so that we can move forward towards, I'm getting through this age of Aquarius. We're going to clarify this position with a Work Your Light Oracle. It's affecting change in our physical world. Unexpected changes happening. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do coming out? So it's like this calling of Spirit to get in harmony with this love and peace and happiness. Tribe energy is really strong right now. And so this Tower is coming through as the energy of people having that awakening, awareness. And this is what we're being surrounded by. So people are, what they thought they knew about reality, they're finding out, maybe it's not just the way I thought. So people are finding out about secret society stuff, and they're finding out about, the trafficking, and they're finding out about slavery that still exists, and they're finding out about how they've been manipulated through the media, and all these different things are coming to the awareness of humanity, and it's causing a big shakeup in the energy, right? And it's like with the Tower, this isn't what people do. This is what the universe is giving us to work with. It's like, okay, people, it's time to wake up to reality. It's like all the coinciding events of the random choices of the people all lead up to this. It's like the energy is right for this now. And so many people have already, they say it only takes 1% of us to, and I got that from from this book, Enlightenment and Invisibility. So it's about transcendental meditation, okay? And so it's like if only 1% of humanity raises their vibration, they said that's enough to create an entire shift. And so what's happened is we've already hit that critical mass. We've already breached that. So now there's this overflow of that energy happening in our society right now, where there's been enough that are conscious that the energy is magnetized so much more for more humans to hit that within their own self. The energy is so ripe. So let's see what is the challenges here. So that's our environment. On the spiritual is moving forward because we've had that critical mass, and the energy is ripe. So it's like the perfect synchronistic. And I'm hearing big boom. It's like the big boom, but except for this is a different type of big boom. What it is a big boom of consciousness on Earth. Now, they're showing me some posts that I've seen, and you would have to research this on your own for the specific details, talking about solar flares, talking about the energy that is impacting Earth. And they're also showing me another article that I read yesterday, something about a radio signal that's been blasting to Earth, which is from someplace far off in the galaxy. And it's been doing this consistently, like clockwork, they said. And they said that they've had other radio signals blast Earth, but this is the only one that's happening consistently. And so, of course, they didn't say that they were able to interpret, but they did receive it, and they've observed it, and they've observed that it keeps happening, okay? Answer the soul calling. What is your soul calling you to do? It's like, as people, I talk about, with this Christ consciousness, this awareness of our divine nature, and this calling towards love and peace and happiness, it's a calling on our soul. And what I have received is that it actually hit in 2012, and it's been growing in its strength and potency ever since. And now that we're and there's the number 8, right? We showed from the 6 of Pentacles 8, and now we're at 2020. And so it's 8 years later, which is a number of momentum, power, and motion, as we see here in the unexpected, right? And so with this 8 years settling of this into Christ consciousness, it's becoming a stronger draw. So many of you could look back, especially those, because you're in tune with this vibration and energy of this channel. You can look back over the last 8 years, and you can really see a huge shift in your own consciousness and awareness in regards to your own spirituality and true divine nature. And some of you have really changed your nature. Some of you have gone from being very beastly to being a lot more peaceful, or as that one meme that I shared on Facebook said, holy and hood, because you were hood before, now you're holy. So some of you, maybe you weren't hood, but you get the gist, right? You shifted your energy into more of a divine state. And so that's reflected in the way that you're acting. Now, there's those who have that same feeling on their heart. Come on, let's just love. Let's try love and peace and happiness. And they're saying, no, I don't want to try it. I'm just going to be angry. I'm going to blame. No, it's never my fault. Everything happens to. So stuck in a victim mentality, so stuck in a fighting mentality, so stuck in an accusatory mentality, in violence, right? Rather than choosing love and peace and happiness. And so what's happening for them is drawn and quartering from their spirit. Some are drawn and quartering from their spirit. So you might see some that's been in agony. Their life is falling apart. Everything seems to be in shambles. And that's because, the universe starts with a slight tap on the shoulder. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You might not like what you're doing. why don't you come this way? We're telling you now, if you keep going that direction, you're not going to, come on, sir. And they tap you a few times, right? And you don't listen to the universe. And it's like pretty soon it becomes a full beat down with the universe, right? Saying, that's not what you want, knucklehead. Come this way. Get out of being a knucklehead. You got brains in there. Don't you see that you keep doing the same thing and you keep getting the same result and you're not liking any of it? You're not enjoying any of it. Isn't that yet making sense to you that you don't like what you're doing? You could stop. You could come another direction. That's the energy of this row. And so what I'm getting with this in the environment is there's a mass awareness like, oh shit, this isn't working for me anymore. And there's this, it's very much an ego strike for sure. This is when something that is false comes down, and it could be an idea, it could be a literal physical building or a place, or it could be somebody taking a fall, or it could be some societal norm, or it could be Christ consciousness hitting your brain and all of a sudden lighting it up. And now I'm seeing it like, the paddles that they use when somebody needs a jump start to the heart, right? It's like if in this energy environmentally infecting humanity at this time is like spirit giving a jolt to consciousness, which shatters all the old beliefs, all the old paradigms, all the old judgments, and brings it down to the core foundation. And what is the core foundation? Is love and peace and happiness. So in our challenges place, we have the Four of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Three of Swords. So what I see here is an energy of resting from heartbreak, disappointment, and pain. I also see here that as a result of this consciousness coming in, there's going to be a lot of people who are very shattered. I mean, it takes me back to when I learned that, December 25th was not the day that Jesus the Christ was born. When I learned that and it was shown to me and it was explained to me, it was earth-shattering for me. Until then, I believed that that was the truth. And now it's coming up that even, somebody told me once, I'm not going to listen to you anymore because you always change your mind. First, you were Christian, then you became a Jehovah's Witness. Now you're not doing anything. You're talking about this law of attraction. And I said, but how am I supposed to hold on to what I now know was a lie? How? Maybe there were some truths there, but as more truths became clear, you move towards the truth. You don't hold on to the deception and try to convince yourself that it's real. So as people are recognizing truth, coming into a recognition of who and what they are and of the deceptions around them, it causes some heartbreak. It can be very, very hurtful. To realize that society has kept you in the dark, to realize that the news is all owned and bought and programmed, and to understand that those who should be able to trust you haven't been able to trust. And really, it's self-preservation, at this point. And there's a healing period that's needed. So there's that challenge of going from the hurt of the disappointment and going into the self-love that causes the healing. That self-love is an important step in the middle. Okay, so it's not really your fault that you were deceived. It's just kind of the way it came up. That's just kind of energy you were brought up in, and that's okay. You didn't create that energy, but now that you know the truth, what will you do with it? Now that you've been exposed to more information, this is like, there was a movie called The Room, they're saying. Did anybody see the movie called The Room? The Room was a movie about a little girl who was kidnapped, and she was held hostage in a single room. And when her captor impregnated her and her son was born in this little room, at one point, I think he was 5 years old when they finally escaped. All they had was a television. And the outside world was so difficult that at some point they wanted to go back. The little boy wanted to go back to the little room, And so at some point, is that called Munchausen syndrome? Or there's some name? No, that's something else. They said that's something else. But there's a name for it where you get so accustomed to being captive, right, that when you're freed, you need some time to cocoon. And that's the challenge that's coming. So there's guidance here for those who are in the know, those who've already done this process, right? Which is a lot of you. And I hear for a lot of us, though, a lot of you, there's still even going to be more truths unveiled that could still put you in this energy at somewhat. However, for the masses, you know, this is what's going on in our world out there. So because you have knowledge, you have understanding, how can you raise a vibration? How can you be a salve, a soothing salve, rather than, well, you know, not? We don't want to be arrogant with it. We don't want to be cruel with it, because that goes against the whole entire principles of love, peace, and happiness, right? So we want to be understanding that there will be ones around us. These will be people that you know, your coworkers, your family members, your friends, ones who are very closed off. As this awakening comes in, there's going to be some earth-shattering awareness. This is the truth that hurts like a bit, but it sets you free. And once that comes in, what's going to be necessary is healing of the heart energy, self-love. Look at the focus on the heart. The heart energy. It's drop into your heart energy, right? That's where the healing is at. That's that safe place where you heal the heart and drop into that safe place. Yeah. So that's the challenge, is to help ones do that, and from a more knowing place, a more experienced place of this, you know, to be that light. What's the point of being love, peace, and happiness if you're keeping it all for yourself, you know, and you're not shining that? Not to say that you're to give yours away, but you overflow that. When you're really there, you overflow it. So it's something you can share. So let's see, what does the Work Your Light have about these challenges for us? What guidance can you give us about this Three of Swords, Ace of Cups, and Four of Swords energy? Thank you. Look at this. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Get off the treadmill. So it's like everything doesn't have to be right now. Okay, so I'm getting very much the energy, a lot of us too, in going through this process. This is giving me the energy of yesterday. Didn't I say I felt like I was cocooning, right? So put something in the comments. Let me know if you feel like you've been going through a cocooning phase. How did you withdraw? How did you go into solitude? And they're showing me the meditation session that we did. Was it the 16th, a week ago? Yeah. Yes, yeah, it was a week ago. And they said that during that, we talked about the solitude card came out. So take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So it's okay to take a break, right? But also the energy is here of allow your energy to be that one of that break energy. Like some of these people are going through it so hard around you, right? So just be your own peace. Be peace. Because, you know, that's what flows. That's what goes. And they're saying the help is here. You don't have to do it all by yourself. You're not responsible for making them feel better. You're just responsible for maintaining your own love, peace, and happiness. So if that means detaching from them for a moment, go ahead. But when you're around them, sit in that energy and radiate that energy, right? Because the help is here. You're fully supported. You are fully supported in this, right? Let's look at the unexpected. We have the King of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Two of Wands. And I feel like this is Spirit coming in and really pushing you to make a choice. Is it going to be this path or that path? Are you going to, and I get in the world, but not of the world. In the world, but not of the world. This is all fire energy. So let me just look at this. And this is in the energy of unexpected. The position is unexpected. So I feel like what's unexpected is there's going to be a big push within you to come together. There's tribe. There's a connection of tribe. This I see everybody. So somebody different is holding each of these wands. And I see everybody coming together with their own fiery, passionate spirit. Yeah, I see that. And I see over here that also some will make a choice that they will just stay on their own, and that's okay too. So that's a very interesting the way that comes up. It's like you can't make a wrong choice. Whether you choose to join with others, as some will, some have that environment, others will be on their own, but there'll be a very fiery, everybody's got their wand here. Everybody's got their spirit. Everybody's got their passion. Everybody's being guided by spirit, by the passion and the spirit within at this time. And there's a push of energy. And a spirit is pushing and guiding people to really shine their light, to overflow that energy. It can be done even in the solitude in your own home. You can be in your room in doing this. You don't have to actually even be there. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're by yourself or around the crowd, wherever you're at, you're doing this energy work. You're sending a signal, right? And it's a choice that you're making to go with the spiritual passion that's being ignited within you, or to work against it, in a sense, like I said, drawing and quartering yourself when your spirit is calling you with that chariot energy, calling you to love and peace and happiness, and you choose to work against it. That's very painful. That low vibration is very indicative of not following the calling of spirit. Spirit's like, okay, this is where we're going to go. I'm leading the way. I'm getting this King of Wands coming through as I'm leading the way. All you have to do is follow. And we're going to tell you exactly when to go. We're going to tell you where to go, what to do, what it is. And it's like, what is this about? Let's see, what is this about? This unexpected. Clarify further what this I'm getting. Okay. The age of light. Look at this. You've been training for this for lifetimes. I told you, everybody had their wand. Everybody has their tool. Everybody has their passion. And it's like just waiting on go time is the way it's coming through. Waiting on go time. I feel like that's what's going on here. A lot of people, spiritual tribe of love and peace and happiness, waiting on go time, knowing that it's about time. It's about time. And what is it? The age of light is here. You've been training to be this age of light for so long. And you know that this is breaking, and the help is here. The help is here. It's a reason to celebrate. You're expecting love to show up. You're expecting love to work. You're expecting your peace to be productive. And you know that it is sitting in the energy of peace, where they would try to pump ones full of fear so that they can limit the spread of this higher light consciousness, right? But it's not working. It's simply not working. When this whole thing started, I found myself moved to sing a lot in the grocery stores. I was singing happy feelings in the air, touching people everywhere. So last week when I was in the store and I overheard somebody singing, and the week before that when I was out and I overheard people singing, I was very delighted to see that low vibration energy is not winning. The light is what's winning. And it's about to be go time. So there's this unexpected waiting period. I feel like also I'm getting in the month of February, there'll be some good outcomes coming in that are being put in play now, as we know that things are occurring on a spiritual level first, and then they show up in the physical 3D. I feel like there's going to be something about go time for the age of light, as indicated here, ones who have chosen to receive this consciousness. There's going to be strong, I'm hearing reflection of its groundedness come February. So whatever that means, I'm excited to see that. And it feels really good. It feels very powerful. It feels a lot of love in it, a unity in love in it. Okay. So let's look. This is the outcome. It says 8 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the 3 of Cups in our outcome energy. So Eight of Pentacles is totally about the keyword productivity that came out in Peace, right? But in this Eight of Pentacles in particular, we have somebody who's working with the cycles of the moon. Is there above her? Let's just go this way. So she's focused upon a candle flame. So she could be doing some candle magic, flame gazing, fire gazing, right? Fire gazing. There's some herbs on the table, some plants and herbs on the table. So one's at this time, Spirit is guiding so many to go back to the natural connected ways, to that what Spirit is. Elemental. It's very elemental. It's like breaking it down to the basics, bringing it down to basics. So let's see the Hierophant. What's happening in this outcome is there becomes to be a mass awareness of spiritual truths and authority and the higher mind and the spiritual life lessons. And look at the joy that this person sits in. And we have the word happiness in the place of happiness today. So it looks like in the outcome energy that life lessons are learned. Spiritually, the spiritual authority steps in and is respected. And I heard expected with the word expect. They're showing me that. And there is an elevation of consciousness, an elevation of awareness in humanity. And I hear using that as your affirmation. I am awareness. I am consciousness. And I am perfect. I feel that there is also a awareness of one's own divine nature very strongly. See, if you know that love, peace, and happiness is the principles, and you understand that the energy of what humans like to personify as God is in all things, being that it is the energy that keeps protons, neutrons, and electrons from colliding continually, then you understand that it's in all things. And so if you understand that it's you and you are it, and the law of mentalism, all is one and one is all and all is mind, universal law, then there is no cause to do harm to anything or anyone. And that spiritual authority is applied in everyday experiences. And so I see spiritual authority coming over, and I don't see this in no form of religion, no new guru or none of that stuff. We're not looking for a person to worship. I heard other than yourselves. This is about Spirit showing you your own true divine nature and the application of the implications of that. Okay. Let's see. And again, and in the outcome pile, 3 of Cups. Look at that. Reconciliation energy. A unity energy. Joyful celebration. We have the word celebrate here in outcome. This is something that is celebrated. What would happen on earth if every human got the Christ consciousness download, and now that that's happened, it all works its way into the frontal lobe? If all humans understood that at their core they are love and could appreciate the resistance in lower vibrational emotions due to actions and beliefs and judgments, right? What would that do to our society if everybody got it? See, because you have different types of experiences because you get it. So far, there have been those who are conscious, and there have been those who are not conscious. They sleep, right? And so there's a energy where those who are conscious are drawn to one another, and it'll always be that way. But what happens when that consciousness is now hit critical mass and it spreads even more? And more of those who were previously asleep begin to become conscious. Well, it looks like unity happens. And these are 3 different individuals all being guided and all coming together for mutual shared. It's this card, they're showing me share the love in another deck that I have. It says share the love. So let's go ahead and see what is the guidance we have in regards to this outcome. What messages are there from the work your light to go with this? I also see a lot of ones who have been, wow, really that fast? This first time? Okay, that fast. Oh, 2 of them? No, 1. Thank you. And so I see a lot of people who have been woke for a while going into more spiritual services because there's a need. And I hear, like in the movie Robot, see a need, feel a need. Okay. Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. If that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So there's the energy of, remember that you are light. You channel, you know, like you know, like you know. You know the importance of using that phrase, I know, rather than the other one that owns the emptiness of the mind. We use phrases like, I know I have access to that information. Just give me some time. I'll let you know an answer later. Let me get back to you. We don't use that other phrase that keeps the knowing away, that puts you in the empty space. Because when you use that phrase that negates your knowing, you remove the knowing that you have. And as a result, that's that energy from that quote. It's the not allowing of all that you are to flow through you. And so in this, you're allowing it all to flow through you. And here you are in a raised vibration, affecting your energy that's all around you. You are a pillar of light. You are the oracle. So whatever level or degree you have been channeling, intuiting, clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentient, whatever your clair is, that is all being augmented. And I see you being united with others. And I feel like you're kind of the guide in this. I feel like ones who are going to be receptive to your explanations, ones who are going to be receptive to your energy, they're drawn for clarity, and they'll be very celebratory about that clarity that they get from their connection with you. Yeah, the Hierophant is also a card of the teacher, and it's like, so you are a master to whatever level you are, and that's perfect, because regardless of what level you are in your power, and you are power, and you now empower others with it. There's always somebody who's still at the phase of trying to learn what you have known, right? So to whatever level you're at, you're going to be the teacher. And ones who need taught will be drawn to you. You don't have to go chasing or looking for them or any of those things. The ones who are yours to speak to will be drawn to you. You just be ready to share your truth. And this is something that's going to be ongoing. And Spirit is like, oh, you're so productive. Let's use this one some more. Oh, these are the types that respond well to the way this one communicates. So let's go ahead and align that magical meeting up, synchronistic rendezvous, that coincident, which is a coinciding event. Yes, we'll go ahead and line that up for them. So what is our advice in all of this? We have as our advice, we have the Hangman, the King of Pentacles, and the Empress. Understand that divine timing is in order, and there is this mass awakening is creating a huge shift in focus. The King of Pentacles here is saying, stay focused on how you can use your resources in a productive way to nurture, with the Empress, the energies of love and peace and happiness on earth. Try it. Yes. And that Empress energy is about birthing a new world. Understand that we are working with all the energy of love and peace and happiness on earth. That what the divine energy is. We are also working with Gaia. And we're working with the feminine energies, the energy of creativeness. So it's a very important time to use our resources to create more love and peace and happiness on earth. And this just moves me to share, this is a huge announcement. So for the Love, Peace, and Happiness Retreat 2021, hold on, let me get a drink. Whew. May 6th, 7th, and 8th. On May 6th, attendance will be free for anybody who's able to attend, as long as you get into the limited space capacity. The 6th is free, and the 7th and 8th, there will be a fee to help cover the cost of the event. We will receive donations on the 6th, but we're going to open up the 6th to as many as we can fit in our venue, okay? So that's new. That just came through, and this is the first announcement being given on this channel about that. So that's exactly the kind of thing it's talking about. It's like you have resources, you're investing, right? Are you investing in this new world? How can you help bring the new awareness to the frontal lobe and be part of that new perspective? The Hangman is all about a new perspective. It's about enlightenment. It's about delays that allow for new awareness. Yes, for new consciousness, right? It's like there's a knowing that it's growing in this. So that we're being asked that as this new world is unfolding for us, to keep our focus on the fact that this is growing, this is developing. It's not even all the way done yet. We're still birthing this new age, right? So let's see what the Work Your Light has about this energy for us at this time. What is the guidance for us about this advice energy? Some are going to be choosing, you're going to get that. So it's coming out here in the unexpected. The gotta take a dump urge is what we call it, right? Where it's like when you gotta take a dookie. I'm trying to watch my curse words. You don't wait. You get your butt up and you take yourself to the toilet. Well, Spirit's going to put that type of impetus into us to be this pillar of light, to bring this age of light. And the cool part about it is that's all you're going to want to do. It's not like it's going to be a force. This is the desire that's coming up in those who have the light, those who have this consciousness. You're seeing it, you're drawn to it, you want to share it, you want to empower others. It's a natural craving, and it's like Spirit is showing up. All the resources you need, you have to make this happen. Anything that you think that you will need will show up. Let's see. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Was I not just talking about the retreat? Yeah, this is about retreating into spirit. Retreating into spirit. So, as we're focusing our energy on loving the world love. Oh my God, where did my sticker fall to? I forgot. I was rearranging my table and my world love sticker fell down. But guess what? I have another one right here. As we are in the energy of seeing that it's a new day and grounding this new age of light, of love and peace and happiness, the most important thing we can do is what we're getting is focus on world love. It's about the world love at this time. Thank you, Wanda, so much for your design. You can look up World Love on Instagram if you want to order your own copies of the sticker. And I believe there's going to be other goods available with World Love. We're just promoting the world love, aren't we? And that's what this is about. This is about world love. So because you have this level of consciousness that you do have, it's like take that and keep your focus on world love. They're giving you many things to look at in this world. If you look at the news and such, they're giving you many things to look at. And we're saying, don't fall for it. Fall for the world love. Where are you seeing the love? And it reminds me of a conversation I had with my spiritual brother, where he was like, I saw these people, and I mentioned this on the channel before. He mentioned seeing some people help ones move their car that was stuck, and it was a couple of incidents with cars where the cars were getting away. One, I think, was stalled out in an intersection. The other car, they forgot to put the e-brake on, and it started rolling down a hill. And in both cases, in both instances, strangers stepped in to help. The help is here. There's a more helpful energy. So one of the things that we can be grateful for, because, it does us well to be able to see where's the blessing in all this. In all this mess that we've been dealing with, lockdowns and quarantines and masks and all this stuff, where's the blessing? Well, one of the things is that people have found another level of kindness towards one another. And that is what my brother was observing. Is that something that you're observing as well? Because it's available to observe if we know how to look at it, look for it. And, in here, anywhere where you're not seeing this, is like, okay, the hangman then asks you to call to spirit, like, okay, how do I shift my perspective in this? How can I, what is it that I need to know, see, do, or be to see the higher perspective in this, to raise my vibration in regards to this situation, circumstance, this energy? Okay. So let's get the Moonology deck, and we'll get a card out of that. And then we're going to go to the Starseed Oracle, and we're going to use the larger deck of the Work Your Light Oracle as some closing messages as well. But first, from the Moonology deck, in the position of the environment, what do you have for us? Thank you. I picked it up and dropped it right on the floor. So that is a message in and of itself. So where a lot of humans, we're talking about the Christ consciousness, because we're talking about environment, right? They pick it up, but then they drop it on the floor. So that you see that happening. And when you look at this card, wow, bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Honey, that's it. It's the new age. It's the age of Aquarius. It's the dawning of the age of Aquarius, people. Bring love into the situation. That is the environmental influence. Yes, please, and thank you. That is what's going on. That's what time it is, okay? Right now. Right now. Not later. Right now. Let's see, for the challenges, what does the Moonology deck offer? What information about the challenges from the Moonology? A win-win, yes, praise. And it says, full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. So regardless of the challenges, there's this energy that comes from that King of Pentacles over here in our advice, right? What are you focused upon? Can you see the victory in this? Can you see the truth coming out about big pharma, about deceptive, whatever, fill in the blank? We don't want to go into details right now about that, because we want to keep your focus on, can you see the truth coming to light? Where humans recognize, and hey, it's like John Legend Imagine song coming to real life in our world. Imagine all the people, yeah, living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Yep. So it's that type of energy, right? So in the challenges, what does it matter what the challenges are if we know that we get through them? The win-win forecast. In other words, critical mass has been breached. Success is the most likely outcome at this point. Like, that's the highest probability, and it's such a high probability that it's so much more than a probability. It's the outcome that is forecast, right? So let's see what the Moonology has for us about the unexpected. And when we're talking about spirit pushing us to make a choice. And for some, that choice is going to be to be in. For some, that choice is going to be to come all the way out. Let's see what we have. A time to give rather than to take, new moon in Virgo. And we talked about being that age. You've been training for this for lifetimes. You have your fire wand of passion and spirit and truth and your empowerment. And it's like, how can you give the gift of empowerment? Because you can't create the empowerment for them. It's through the conscious awareness, through what you've learned, through your experience, sharing these things. Now, if you've taken any type of encouragement or empowerment from anything I've ever done, that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking a whole life experience and sharing it and sharing what I've learned in order to create more awareness. All I can do is create the awareness. And then from there, you've got to do what you want to do with it, right? And so this is like creating through the awareness, the option for ones to make a different choice should they choose to, right? So let's clarify more about the outcome. What is this about the outcome? What does the Moonology deck have for us about the outcome, please? What can you show us about the outcome? Please and thank you. Writing the outcome. Thank you. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. Yes, baby. Now, didn't we just have a new moon eclipse, or was it a full moon eclipse? No, it was a solar eclipse. Anyways, eclipse season, huge. Everything is changing. The light is starting to shine from around the darkness, and it's going to get brighter and brighter and brighter. Now, shadow and darkness cannot replace light, but light always can replace darkness. So as this light grows, and as there's greater unity that comes in, pretty soon this darkness is going to be gone. Expect a powerful change. It's going to continue to grow and grow and grow is the way it's coming through to me here today. So, grandsons, you're watching this many years later. You have to comment and show the differences between when you were kids and when you're older, right? So let's clarify what does the Moonology have for us in regards to the advice. What is the advice for our viewers today? From the Moonology deck, one card, please, and thank you. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Understand that with the powerful change, adjustments are being required. So that is the change we're talking about is global. It affects the entire planet. So expect and understand that changes will be made. And we're putting this right on the Empress. In this rebirth of Gaia, of the energy here on Earth, as Gaia is giving us new energy to work with, a raised vibration, and new levels of consciousness, there's going to be changes made. Changes will be made to our society, to our humanity, to our perspectives, to our viewpoints. Our lifestyles could change in different ways. The way we interact with one another should change as well. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get the large work your deck. Work your deck. The large work your light deck, and then we'll get the Starseed Oracle. So we just want to get a closing bit for our general message today from this deck, please. What do you have to say? And then we'll read this from the book, because I'm getting that there's going to be something from the book that needs to be read verbatim. So let's see. What guidance do you have for us at this time, please, and thank you. What guidance do you have for us at this time? One card, please. For guidance at this time, one card. Okay, thank you. Wow, you guys. Oh, God, I can't even put this back in. I have to keep it. I have to keep them all. So answer the call. That was the first one in regards to the environment. It came out from this deck as well. So that's the one we're going to read. But before we read it, I'm just going to read to you what these other ones say. Okay, and we're going to look at the bottom of the deck as well. The other cards that fell out says awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Yes, the integration of that Christ consciousness download that came to all humanity. We have leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. Humans had to do the energy first. The universe is backing us all the way up with this. Yes, and they gave me 5 cards, interestingly enough. They gave us 5 cards, which is what we were working with, the 5-card spread from the very beginning. So there, I'm being shown to do this with it, okay? And then we have Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? Okay. And then we have protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. And we have 7 here. That is a generational change. We have that moon there that looked just like the one in the Moonology deck. If you look at it, it looks just like it. Especially if I spin it around. Watch, I'm going to show you. If I hold it this way, now look at that. Look at that. It's the same. The light is coming through. And that's the one that says expect powerful change, okay? Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck here. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Your guidance is divinely guided. So we are definitely being divinely guided right now. But again, let's go back all the way over here. Look, what we're doing is unconventional. This has not been done before, and it is going to be mind-blowing for many. Many of us who are in tune with this channel have already had our mind blown. It doesn't mean that there's not room for more. This is an expansion of consciousness. I'm being told to read from the book. The card that we're to read from the book is the Answer the Call card. And it says, your guidance is divinely guided. You are being called to answer the call of your soul. It might be scary. It might not make sense, but if you trust your soul's yearning, you will live a life beyond what your mind could possibly imagine. Answering your soul's calling is not a one-time thing, rather a lifelong dance. Deep down, you already know what you long for, what your soul yearns for. Whatever you are called to do, that is your calling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Most people are waiting for a step-by-step plan before they take the first step. But intuition doesn't work like that. It takes faith and courage to answer the calls of your soul, and that's why most people don't do it. But you are not most people. You are in exactly the right place to answer your calling now. You don't need to know the whole plan. You don't even need to know where it is leading. You just need to take the next step. No one has ever had the complete, perfect plan. There is no need to have an end destination. There is no end destination. There is no right or wrong way to do it, and you do not need permission from anyone else. Sometimes the more resistance we have around answering a soul calling, the more important it is to our soul's growth. What is your soul calling you to do? Now is the time to answer that question for yourselves and make sure that you follow through. Now I'm being guided to pull a card from the Starseed Oracle. So let's see what we have here. All right, what is the guidance that you have for us? What guidance can you give to us at this time? This huge shift in consciousness as we're answering our soul's call. Thank you. I have 2 cards coming, so we'll keep them both. The bottom of the deck is Star Keeper. Cosmic ancestors seed the light by staying grounded. And I'm hearing this is why so many of you have been feeling the need to cocoon, to withdraw. It was to keep yourself grounded. And they're showing me now at the beginning of this whole new situation, restrictive situation that we had found ourselves in for most of 2020. We heard that we were the anchors of the new age, that each of us was anchoring this love and peace and happiness. And there were different ones of us scattered about the earth, like the salt of the earth, scattered all over. Many of you felt very alone in this. And that's not 2 cards, that's 3 cards. Okay. And it was about you staying grounded. You had the wherewithal, the power to sustain your energy and stay grounded in order to help anchor this energy in, to be the radiator of this age of Aquarius energy through this period of shift. The first card we have coming out is Star Ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. And that's what you had begun to do in your past. I'm getting past, present, future energy from these 3 cards. So in your past, you began to look into star ancestors. You began to look at where do you really come from? And why could you possibly really be here? Some of you really looking at Egyptology, and I hear mysticism and esoterics and hermetics and astrology. And in the current energy, what do we have? The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. We know it. It's the time of the grand awakening. This is the current energy. And so wherever you've been awakened to before, you're going to be awakened even more. Let's see what's the outcome energy here in the future. Activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Oh my goodness. This is like the conversation I just had with my friend. We should go to Sedona. We should go to Sedona. I feel like we need to go to Sedona, right? And then I had another conversation with my daughter, and she was like, yeah, apparently I had said I wanted to go to Sedona, so I don't know if we're going to Sedona. I'm like, well, I was just talking about going to Sedona. But there's a power place near you, and it doesn't have to be an external place, but I feel like many are going to be called to go to these sacred sites on earth. Okay? We're going to read the blue flame card to get more information about the message from this Starseed Oracle, and they're saying to read the blue flame. So give me a moment. Oh, I just found it. It says, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. This is a card of awakening and energetic upgrades. Perhaps you're going through a period of spontaneous awakening, receiving visions and having experiences that are out of the ordinary. In the West, little is known about the process of spontaneous awakening, and it can feel very scary when we're going through it alone. Elsewhere, they can be seen as auspicious experiences, with those going through them being treated with tender care. The blue beings are thought to be activating beings with great potential for healing and upgrading our cellular structures. They appear in moments of extreme awakening, activating a physical kundalini awakening and deep cellular and DNA healing. Many people glamorize the awakening process. However, in reality, it's much messier and more difficult than most of us believe. We must first let go of what we think we know for sure and how we make sense of the world. This isn't easy. The awakening process, even when it's spontaneous, takes considerable amount of time to integrate. An awakening without integration can leave us feeling very ungrounded, which was the base message. Okay. If you're in the midst of an awakening, the process never ends. Treat this time as deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you're going through. So it says, place this card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. And they say you don't have to place the card. Just focus the light energy there. In an affirmation, it says to whisper is, I allow myself to surrender to the awakening process that's right for me. I take things slowly and integrate my experience each and every day. So again, it talked about grounding. We mentioned grounding the energy of the age of Aquarius. This is in the current energy. I said past, present, future. And so we're going into an activated earth. I really hope you've enjoyed this message today as much as I have. I found it absolutely beautiful. So thankful and grateful for the way it came through. And yeah, I'm just going to check my phone. It appears that we're complete. So with all that being said and done, until next time, I'm sending you the energies of love and peace and happiness. Laters.